What is up, guys? Welcome back to Multistrike. My name is Eric. Welcome to another Warlords of Draenor video. Today we will be taking a look at Frost Mages in patch 6.0.2, the Iron Tide pre-patch event. Alright, as you may well have noticed, the new patch is here, no shit Sherlock, which also means that there's a lot of different things going on in the game, especially changes for Frost Mages. Frost Mages are looking very different now than they used to. They have a whole different rotation that I should tell you about and stuff like that, new builds, new stuff to focus on, new stats as well as new talents, etc. I think it's time for me to make a new guide to keep you guys updated, okay? So hope you guys enjoy, and if you do, so thumbs it up, it always helps. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy! Welcome to the live service, guys. I'm in Orgrimmar, as you can see, at the Hunter's Trainer. I'm not a hunter, no shit. Just move on with the video, Eric, and let's just start talking, okay? Okay, where should I start? There's a lot of things going on, a lot of changes, and I think the most appropriate thing to tell you is that Deep Freeze is different now. You just cannot simply spam your ice lances anymore on a Deep Freeze target. No, not Deep Freeze will break on damage no matter what. So let me just go and see this training dummy here. I Deep Freeze this dude, yeah, and I go for, yeah, my Water Elemental killed it. My Water Elemental freaking blew Deep Freeze before I could cast a single Frostbolt, which was necessary to stack up some icicles. So that was very bad of my Water Elemental. Bad Water Elemental. You suck. Alright. So Deep Freeze is now a lot different than it used to be. It now breaks on any kind of damage, even if you're with another mage who does damage before you, it will break before that. No, so it's really bad right now. I mean, you really wanna... Okay, let me show you something. You can, example, do this. You can cast up your Frostbolt, and then right before you cast it, Deep Freeze the target, and then Ice Lance. There you go. That's always a good way to set up some damage. So what I basically did was that I was about to cast Frostbolt, and probably half a second before I finished the cast, you simply cast your pet's freeze ability and then one Ice Lance. That means your target will get attacked by a double freeze, if you know what I'm saying. Of course you do, since you're a Frost Mage, and this should be easy information for you. Alright, the second thing is also, if we go to our spell book, we can see over here in the passive section that Frost Armor is now a passive spell. And it's also a bit different than it used to be. Instead of giving haste, it now increases multi-strike chance by 8% and causes enemies who strike the caster to be slowed by 30%, which is the usual slow buff as well, because it is Frost Armor slow. Yeah, makes sense. So it's now a passive spell, so it's very weird to not have Frost Armor in my action bar anymore. It feels kinda weird, and I'm really sad to not have it in my action bar. But it is passive, so it is on you all the time, so I think it's great. So if you forget to use it when you're in a new arena, it's always a good thing. But I really miss having it in my action bar. I wish you could just put a passive into your action bar no matter what, so you can have it there, but I don't know. Ice Shards also is a new passive spell. You gain 5% more of the Multistrike stat from all sources. What this does is that Multistrike is also a new stat. For example, I don't know if you played a lot of Frost Mage back in Mist of Pandaria, but if you did, there was this Glyph, and it is still in the game, I think. Let me just go and check it out. Glyph of Ice Veins. Your Ice Veins now grants 30% Multistrike instead of Spell Haste, and what this does is that Multistrike, let's just go and take a look at it, grants 8% chances to deliver extra attacks or heals for 30% of the normal value. So, for example, let's just imagine that I use my Frostbolt just once, and then I will have an 8% chance to do 30% extra damage. So it will split into smaller balls and do extra damage, just like the Glyph of Ice Veins used to do. So that's always a good thing. Now the next thing is, of course, Glyphs. Glyphs are also the same. My opinions on Glyphs, I think you should go with these. They're minor Glyphs, they don't play any role. I just like to have my water elemental what the fuck, I can't pronounce it, water elemental skinned, because with the Glyph of Condensation and the Unbound Elemental, you know. But Ice Block, Glyph of Ice Block, when your Ice Block terminates, it triggers an instant Frost Nova and triggers and makes you immune to all spells for 3 seconds. Very good, very effective in arenas. Deep Freeze, very good for bursting. Your Deep Freeze spell is no longer a global cooldown, but its duration is reduced by 1 second. I don't really give a shit about that 1 second duration. It is the fact that it has 1 second less global cooldown, which is very effective in arenas, so you can stun your target right away. Glyph of Polymorph, your Polymorph spell also removes all the damage over time effects from the target. So this is also very effective in arenas, or if you have a in RPGs, if you have a healer that just needs to keep his mouth shut, you can just use Glyph of Polymorph, because if a Warlock was such a douchebag to dot every single target there was, so you could get some more procs, I don't know, you can just simply use this Glyph and he will keep his mouth shut, the healer of course. Unless the Warlock used another dot on your Polymorph just to piss you off, I don't know. But very effective in arenas too. So, yeah, not so much to be told other than we have of course lost a lot of spells, not so much, but yeah, we've got a new spell called Amplify Magic. What this does is that amplify the effects of helpful magic, increasing all healing received by 10% for all party and raid members within 100 yards, lasts 6 seconds. So it will put, if I activate it, I will have a little buff, increasing healing received by 10%. Very good in arenas and BGs overall, if you are the flag carrier of course, and if you have the, what is the name of it? I don't know the name. But the debuff that gives you decreased healing from, yeah, healing. So it's very good in arenas if your healing is so low for a second and you're just about to die. Use Amplify Magic and simply go into an Ice Block, because it will increase your, what am I doing? It will simply increase the healing that you receive by 10%. So for imagine, I think this can be stacked with Cold Snap as well, because Cold Snap, when you do this, you will get 22% of your maximum health. I think it used to be 30, I don't know. But what happens if you do that? Will you actually be able to get even more extra health? I really don't know. Maybe I should test it out later on, or maybe. But there's also, when I was at Glyphs, and this is a very fucked up video because I'm like jumping from place to place, and I hope you guys can follow up. If you can't, please make a comment below. We got some new glyphs that haven't been added to the game yet, like in scripters, whatever you call them, cannot learn them yet because they simply haven't got the recipe, which makes sense. They will get it in Warlords of Draenor though. The Glyph of Regenerative Ice is a fucking overpowered glyph. You regenerate 4% of your maximum health every 1 second for the duration of Ice Block. So this replaces Glyph of Ice Block. I don't really give a shit about that glyph anymore because this is a fucking overpowered glyph. We mages don't usually have so many self-heals in arena stuff like that, but this one is so effective because, I don't know if you remember, but Glyph of Evocation, what that did was that if you used Evocation, you will also get 60% of your maximum health over the duration of Evocation. They removed Evocation, so only arcane mages have it anymore, so it really sucks. I don't really need it because you never go out of mana anyway. But the Glyph of Regenerative Ice, what this does is that you regenerate 4% of your maximum health every 1 second from the duration of Ice Block. Do you understand that? It is incredible. So your Ice Block lasts for 10 seconds. That is 4 times 10, 40% HP. It's incredible. You can save your ass with this glyph. It is incredible. I mean, just look at it. Look at it. When the new expansion goes live, I'm gonna buy this glyph right away. So OP, and I really recommend you to replace this with the Ice Block right away because it is fucking overpowered glyph. It really is. It is it can save your ass so much. And even if you got Cold Snap, you can like get what can you get? You can like get 65% health in just 2 buttons. And if you have a healer, it can save your ass so much. Very important if you want to do stuff, okay? I'll try to stand still with my avatar since you guys sent me feedback that I should stand still with my character instead of moving all the time, which was less confusing, okay? So, we have my character here. The new stat squeeze is of course live. I only have 70,000 HP. 70,000, which is nothing. I just have to get used to it. Spirit, no need. Bonus armor, it's only for tanks. Leech, though, returns a portion of your damage and healing as healing to you. So that's actually pretty good. So like if you, it's kind of like lifesteal. So if you deal damage, you will get health back. I don't know if this is so effective. It probably is if you do a lot of damage and you're probably dead, and you will get a nice amount of healing back. But I haven't seen this so much in gear yet. But it looks interesting. And avoidance reduces damage from taking from area effects. That's tanks only, I guess. Versatility though is also a new stat. Increases all damage and healing done by yeah, I don't have any versatility yet, but it increases your damage and healing and decreases damage taking. It's like resilience and PvP power combined. Alright, my gear's all the same. I can't be bothered showing you my gear since it is the same. You can see my mage blade here. The stats are all squished down, but my gems are also full haste, since I have been focusing on haste for Mr. Pandaria, and I don't have the money right now to change it all to Multistrike, because Multistrike is probably the most optimized stat for Frost Mages these days, of course. Since hit is removed, finally, you don't have to focus about that anymore. You can hit your target no matter what, so it's incredible. So you can just focus on full Multistrike if you want to. It's incredible. So you have a chance to deliver much more damage when you burst, which is incredible. Wow, I'm saying incredible a lot. I don't know how long this video has been going on, but let's just take a look at the talents for the final part of the video. Oh, wait, this is gonna be the second last thing I want to show you, because I also want to show you the rotations as a Frost Mage right now. So we're gonna get to that in a minute. Alright, that's not the talent tree. This is the talent tree. No, that's a glyph. This is the talent tree. Alright, as you can see, there's a few things going on. Sorry, my voice just broke. We have Evenness, which replaced not blazing speed. We have blazing speed here, but replaced presence of mind. Presence of mind is only for arcane mages now. Blizzard have their reasons. I don't really give a shit. Alright, what Evenness does is that it gives you an opportunity to save yourself for 3 seconds. Fade into the nether, avoiding all attacks against you for 3 seconds. 3 seconds castable while another spell is in progress and unaffected by global cooldown. Very, very great. So what this does is that it will fade you into the nether. You can avoid all attacks like physical or spell. I don't really give a shit. For 3 seconds. Very good if you want to save your ass in arenas. And then your healer has an opportunity to heal you up for those 3 seconds as much as he can. And then you will be back on track. So you can actually be able to activate this. For example, if you are in the middle of a cast on your Ring of Frost, you can easily use Evenness right away and you will become immune to all damage for 3 seconds, and it doesn't have a global cooldown. So you can use it right away. But I keep preferring blazing speed because it is very good, and very good to escape from your target, or very good to hunt down your target. That's my reason. And when the new expansion goes live, the glyph of Regenerative Eyes is very good. I think it's better than what is it called? Evenness, of course. So that's my opinion. Ice Bear is still the same. As you can see here, all the time it's been moved down to level 30 talents, and it doesn't do the same thing it did in Mist of Pandaria. You cannot use it as an opener spell. No, what it does is that it will simply do what it was always intended to do. So imagine, like in Mist of Pandaria, I was getting as many procs up as I could, used all my cooldowns, and then went it all the time, used all my shit, used all the time to get out and used it all again. You cannot do that anymore. They removed it, the effects it had. So now if I stand right here and I activate all the time and I go over here to this little training dummy here, and then I use all the time, I will get directly back, but I will not get the buffs I had over here. I will not get the procs or anything. They will simply keep on with the duration it had when I activated. I hope you guys can understand me. So that being said, I don't think it's so great. I just think Ice Bear is still the most safe spell to go with, in my opinion. Ring of Frost remains the same. Not so much to be told there. Ice Ward, nah, not really my type. Frost Jar, no, you got your pet freeze ability anyway. So Ring of Frost, most optimized in my opinion. Cold Snap, with no doubt. So you can have your double or Frost Nova or whatever, double Ice Bucket, don't really care, and also heals you for a certain amount of HP, so it's great. Okay, so we get to the 5th tier here, and you can see it's totally different. now you don't have Living Bomb, you don't have Nether Tempest, you only have Frost Bomb. And why is that so? Because if you're a Frost Mage, you have Frost Bomb. If you're a Fire Mage, you have Living Bomb. And if you're an Arcane Mage, you have Nether Tempest. Makes sense. So they made it much more based on your spec. As you can see, my Flame Strike and all the other fire spells are also gone. I have pure frost spells here. Very funny. Since I'm a Frost Mage, lol. Alright. So as you can see, we have 2 new talents: Unstable Magic, Arcane Blast, Fireball, Frost Fireball, and the Frostball have a 20% chance to explode on impact, dealing an additional 50% damage to all target, and all other targets within 8 yards. So this is actually pretty good. So, for example, if I use Frost Fireball or Frostball, which is a filler spell for Frost Mages, if Frost Fireball is not, if it's not proc, don't use it. It is taking way too much time to cast in arenas. But Frostball, you can cast a single Frostball once in a while, but you don't get to do that much, because Frost Mage's gameplay is purely based on its procs and its luck, to be honest. So you don't really get to cast that many Frostballs, but it is cool if you don't get focused down. You can just simply spam Frostball and have this 50% chance, no, 20% chance to do 50% increased damage to the target and all the other targets with nearby. Not so great in 2v2s though. I really just recommend you to go to Frost Bomb, and Frost Bomb has also changed. God damn it, so much changed. Well, let me just show you it. Frost Bomb now, what this does is that you can put a 12-second dot on your target, but it will not do any damage while it is on. You have to do something in order to do some damage with it. So for example, if I use Frost Bomb, it has a casting time now, as it used to be, but I can use some Frost. Now I have an Ice Lance proc, and while Frost Bomb is on, it will do additional damage. You see, I critted for 100,000 damage, and it did an additional 32,000 damage. And this is not the stat squeeze. This is the usual damage you would probably do even in Mist of Pandaria, because they have made it so that if you attack level 90 players or above, the stat squeeze will affect you. So you'll probably only be able to crit like 12k and then an additional 3k, which is also a great thing. So if you imagine if you have 2 Ice Lands procced, and you keep proccing Ice Lands again and again and again, and you have Frost Bomb on your target, you can keep spamming your Ice Lands and it will do increased damage, and eventually you will do enough damage to kill a target. No shit. So it's very, really great. I really think it's a great spell. It has changed a lot though, what it used to since Mr. Pandaria, of course. But yeah. Alright, Ice Nova causes a whirl of icy wind around the target enemy or ally, dealing 4k frost damage to all enemies within 8 yards and freezing for 2 seconds. A primary enemy target will take 100% increased damage, max 2 charges. So what this does, let's just take a look at it. It is replacing Frost Nova, so it's not that great overall, because I do prefer Frost Nova to CC my target, but also to simply freeze my target and then use a single Ice Lance to keep dealing damage to my target, if you know. So what this does is that I can cause a whirl of icy wind around the target. Can you please fuck off, Pet? I don't need you bothering me. You're blocking the screen. Okay, thank you. Frost damage to all enemies within 8 yards and freezing them for 2 seconds. Only 2 seconds. Let me just take a look. How much does Frost Nova does? I don't really care. I think Frost Nova does like 4 seconds, maybe. So what this does, let's just take a look at it. You have 2 charges, which is also kinda good. Boom. It crits like crazy. It really does a lot of damage, and the target will have target will take 100% increased damage. So when you do this on your primary target, it will take 100% increased damage. So it's really good if you have 2 charges. You can easily do this boom 2 times, and if it crits both, you will probably be able to do 50% of your target's HP. People are actually going purely with these Ice Nova, and also I don't know the names of the others. Arcane Nova, I guess it's called for Arcane, and Fire Nova, I don't really know. But they are one-shotting people in 2v2 skirmishes on the live service. It is incredible. Really, really fucking overpowered spell, if you ask me. I think the damage will get scaled down a bit, but very very great. But only 2 seconds, it is not so much, and it's not worth wasting your Frost Nova on that. So we're just gonna wait for the cooldown to return so we can get our proper spell back. Alright, last but not least, the final tier. Mirror Mage's Rune of Power and Incanter's Flow have also changed. Rune of Power is still the same, not worth taking. Mirror Mage's now has become a level 90 glyph, which doesn't make any sense because Mirror Mages have been a mage spell we have always had in our action bar, no matter what. We learned it, I don't know what level you learned it at, but it was a primary mage spell for all 3 specs. But now it's a level 90 spell, which means this probably is a good spell. Creates 3 copies of the character nearby which cast spells. It is the same, but it does a lot more damage, a lot more. It is probably a very very good opener, and it also distracts the target. Very very great if you ask me. So I don't really recommend. Okay, you can switch between Mirror Mages and Incanter's Flow. Incanter's Flow, what this does is that magical energy flows through you while in combat, building up to 20% increased damage and then diminishing down to 4% increased damage, cycling every 10 seconds. So you will have this 4% increased damage all the time, but it can stack up all the way up to 20% in the combat and stuff like that. So it is probably, it stacks up all the time. You just can't count on it because it goes up and down all the time. It's very squishy, but very good. Increases your damage overall. But the mirror images also good, a very very good cooldown, and they do a lot of damage. I guarantee you, they do like a fifth, 20% of your damage. And I think they used to do like 10%. No, they used to do like 2%, but now they do like 10% of your damage. Maybe 15, I don't know. Maybe 20, I don't know. It's incredible how much damage they do now. It's really really great. But the fact that you can only be able to use it every second minute, I don't think it's so great. I think Incanter's Flow is better. So we're gonna go back to Frost Bomb and have it the way we want it to be. And yeah, and Frost Nova freezes the target for 8 seconds, much better than Ice Nova. So this is probably my opinion on the best build right now. The level 100 talents, we will get to it later, but I think Comet Storm kills it. It is so great. Cannot wait to test it out. But that was the talents, that was the glyphs, that was the spells, everything. This is how I set up my action bars. I mean, some spells have been removed. You will get used to it, don't worry. So let me just show you the quick opener, since this video has been going on for way too long. Okay, so let's just give it a try. Let me just think of the way. I always start out with Frostbomb. Why not? Then I'm gonna defreeze my target, go in with a Frozen Orb, I activate my cooldowns, one single Frostball, 1 hurt, and you have already 2 Ice Lances. Keep hitting your target, spam Ice Lances, hoping for more procs to come. No, keep refreshing your Frost Bomb and keep stacking up Icicles, and when you're at max, simply throw them off, and also cast Frost Fireball every time you proc. Why is my Warlords on freaking passive? Alright? I don't know. So, what? Attack that fucking douche. There you go. It is the same shit as used to be. Very cool. So, Frost Mage is looking very decent this patch. Probably, would you guys like an Arcane Guard as well? I can do that easily. So, press the like button if it always helps. Pet, can you please shut up? Thank you. If you guys want more, then press the like button as always helps. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Take care, guys. Bye bye.